Good day to you. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Words of Life. I pray that this will be a blessed day for you and that your loved ones are doing well. I came across a while back on, it was I guess it is a series of videos entitled I Am Second. And the whole premise was an individual just sharing their personal story of faith. And it's really the whole aspect, to put it simply, is God first in their lives. And I totally agree with that premise and believe that God, of course, should be first in all of our lives, no doubt. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Well, what I put in the description, and I'm not trying to hopefully appear to one up them by saying I am third, but the reason I put that there is because I'm just trying to think of the other part of the spectrum, and I don't think they would disagree that the second aspect of loving your neighbor as yourself, and we'll look at some other passages, that loving and serving others really should be the focal point as well in reference to really truly loving ourselves in the proper way. Now, hopefully I can simplify this. What I mean is we love God first, and we make sure that we love and care about others, putting others before our own selves. That does not mean that we love ourselves any less. It's that we are serving God and serving others in mind first. So in reality, we're putting ourselves third. Let us look at a few passages, and hopefully we just get a sense from Scripture, just the importance of serving God and others, loving God and loving others. And I think that by putting this in perspective or having that focus, we can truly show God that we have the proper mindset toward ourselves. I've mentioned this a number of times recently, whether it be in a class or in an actual message, that being other-centered, and that means that focusing on others instead of being wrapped up in self. And I would not say that those individuals that sit down, talk about their personal story, that they would necessarily have this issue. I'm just speaking toward how I am trying to present this idea of I am third. So just look at a number of passages, and hopefully we'll get a sense from what Scripture says, from what I am trying to present in this short video. First one that we're just reading is from 1 Peter 4, verses 10 and 11. As each one has received a special gift, employ it in serving one another as good stewards of the manifold of grace of God. Whoever speaks is to do so as one who is speaking the utterances of God. Whoever serves is to do so as who is serving by the strength which God supplies, so that in all things God may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom belongs the glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. And it just had finished talking about being hospitable to one another without complaint. So I think this just talks about serving and showing love, demonstrating that love. Second section of verses from Galatians chapter 5, verses 13 and 14. Apologize if I can turn the page or pages. Sometimes they stick together. Galatians 5, verse 13. For you were called to freedom, brethren. Only do not turn your freedom into an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. For the whole law is fulfilled in the one word, in the statement, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And another passage from Philippians chapter 2. Just recently, we focused this specific section in our Wednesday night class. But in Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4, do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourselves. Do not merely look out for your own personal interest, but also for the interest of others. Now, just when you read that passage, of course, the focus is on serving others, but it's not saying that you don't care about yourself. It says also in that specific passage, looking out or caring about and loving and serving others, and not just focus on your own self. So it's not saying it's a sin to make sure that you do what you need for yourself, whether that be work, provide for your own needs. Of course, we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to make sure that we are able to do what we can for other people, which means that we have to make sure that we're able to provide for our own needs. It's very important that we try to maintain as best we can our own mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, so we can be fit to be there for another person. So I just hopefully that I didn't complicate this and made it where I wanted to present it, that let us consider, of course, loving God with all of our being, and be mindful of other individuals. See how we can be of service to others. And in that manner, in those two ways, we could truly demonstrate and know that we truly care about ourselves. And isn't it wonderful? I think that we get a wonderful feeling, and hopefully it's not one of arrogance, but God blesses us so much when we selflessly show love for Him, serve others, and we get so much in return. And we're not seeking to sound off to other people like, look what I did. Of course, if we're doing things with the right mindset, with the right heart, then we will receive so much more than we can begin to fathom. Not only in this life, but of course in the next. And I hope that this message was a blessing to you. Most importantly, I hope that it made you think, makes you desire to search the scriptures, and it will maybe give you a new perspective. And just keep in mind that Jesus is our model. Look at how he demonstrated his love for God and how he demonstrated and lived his life to serving others. He truly, without a doubt, showed that he was third, even though he should have been first. So, thank you for taking the time out of your day, and may God be glorified. Lord willing, we'll be back Thursday with another episode of Words of Life. Take care.